Hey everybody, welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome. My name is Vitaly Grimblad. I'm Chief Copywriter here at Elite Marketing Pro, and today we're going to talk about 6 psychological triggers that will turbocharge your marketing. So let me just check, make sure we are live and we get people hopping on. Hey, Anna Lee. Yes, I see that we are live. How are you doing? All right, sounds good. Hey, Chuck. Guys, say hi as you're hopping on. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. How you doing, Annalie? Chuck, how are you? All right, so today we're going to talk about 6 psychological triggers that will help you get more people saying yes. If you want more people to click on your ads and more people to opt in to your pages and get on your list, and of course, eventually buy your products and join your business, then I'm going to share some stuff with you that I think will help you. So this weekend, hey Linda, this past weekend, my wife and I went to a little town on the west side of Michigan called Sagatuck, which is located just off of Lake Michigan, a couple hours away from my house, about 2.5 hours away. Hello, Letitia. Samra, how are you? And it was a quick 2-day getaway, a little small town with galleries and little shops and restaurants, stuff that we like to do when we're not with kids. So on Saturday, we were walking through the town, and there was a bunch of galleries there. And one gallery had this big sign on it, going out of business, 70% off. So that was interesting. And usually you don't see a lot of people in galleries, a few people here and there. But there were quite a few people. In fact, as we were walking through the door, there was a couple walking out with a painting, with picture or painting in their hand. And they were very excited. And there was a lot of buzz in the store. And so we walk in and we start browsing around and looking at different things. And sure enough, everything's marked down 70% off. And the guy, and it was like a buying frenzy, and people were buying stuff and asking questions. And the older gentleman who apparently owns the gallery, I overheard him explain to another couple. He said, well, we're not actually going out of business. It says we're going, this 70% off going for business sale. And I'm going out for business sale, not going out of business sale. And so I look at the sign closely, and sure enough, it said going for business. And he was telling them how they're basically going to replace the inventory that they have and get more stuff. And I thought, interesting. When I looked at the sign, I thought it said going out of business. I'm sure everybody sees that. And but clearly it said going out for business. Clever. He's not going out of business, but they gave him a reason to give the 70% off, which people really don't care. They just want the sale, right? They want the sale, and the reason seemed good enough. And so I started paying attention to what he's doing as we were walking around. Of course, my wife got very excited. She's like, "Oh, look at these paintings! They were like $500, $600, $800. You can get them for $150, $200." And so she's like, "Let's get something." And then he said, "Oh, if you get 2 or more today, then we'll take an additional 20% off." So what a deal, right? Get an additional 20% off on top of the 70. And he said, it's like this $500 painting you can get for $150. Or something like that, and it's already framed, and you can't even get these paintings framed for $150. And he was right, because usually frames cost a lot of money, and so it was really a good deal. It was a good offer, and sure enough, my wife, she found a couple things that seemed to like, and she's like, "Well, let's get this. Maybe let's get this." And I said, "Well, hang on." I said, if this wasn't on sale for 70% off, okay, would you buy these, or are you only getting these or you want to get these because they're 70% off, and because we'll get 20% more off of the total if we get 2 or more? I said, because if you want the paintings, we'll get them. But if it's because of the sale, let's think about this. So she thought it, because I know how these things work, obviously. She thought about it. She goes, "Yeah, you're right. It's because of the sale." Because really, we saw a couple things that we kind of liked, but we probably wouldn't have gotten them if it wasn't for the sale. So we ended up not getting anything. But we did ask him a question about one of the paintings, because we saw one that we liked, but it seemed like it needed another one, like a matching one. And he said, "I don't know. Sorry, that's the only one we got. We already sold 60 paintings today. I'm not even sure what I have in stock." And like I said, people were walking out with the paintings left and right. And so as we leave the store, we didn't get anything because I explained to my wife how all that works, with 70% off. And she, of course, knows that anyway. But I started thinking about the triggers that he's using. Either intentionally or unintentionally, but there were certainly a lot of triggers, psychological triggers, that were used in that store that created this buying frenzy that made people want to buy. And so I want to go over these with you because I was thinking about them on my way out of the store. As we walked down the streets, I kind of thought about 6 things that I've noticed in the store immediately that actually you can use in your ads, in your marketing, in your blog posts, because it doesn't matter whether you're selling paintings at a gallery or whether you're trying to help people build their business and you want to provide them information and coaching and mentorship on how to grow their network marketing business, because psychological triggers are the same. Products are different, methods are different, mechanisms are different, but psychology is the same. So if you guys are ready, let's jump into what these 6 triggers that I've noticed are. So the first one, and they're all big, I'm going to say this is a major one, but they're all very important. The first one is reason why. And this is a huge psychological trigger because anytime you do something, especially if you're requesting something of somebody, you got to give them a reason, which will make it more believable. So in this particular case, he had a 70% off sale, and it was believable that it was truly a good deal because he had a reason, and the reason was going out of business. Well, actually, it was going for business, but same thing. A little gimmicky, but same thing, right? Going out of business, going for business. Years ago, I used to work at a carpet store. This is like 20-some years ago, and we had a sale every week, and every week it was 50% off or 30% off plus free labor, or get labor and padding for free, or get 2 rooms for $600 and some, something like that. And it was every week. And it ran from Saturday to Saturday. There was no rhyme or reason. And it was very gimmicky because every Saturday we would pull the tags and put new tags on. But it still worked because it was a sale, it was a discount, it was an offer. But it worked a lot better when we actually had a reason, like Memorial Day sale or Labor Day sale or Christmas sale or something like that. So when you have a reason, it makes things a lot more believable. Now, how could you use this in your ads? Because as I'm going through these, I want you to think about how could I use this in my own marketing? Like when you're saying that you give away a free report, do you give a reason for that? Because if you do, it'll make it more believable in the eyes of your prospects why you're giving away a free report. Because when you say free report, everybody gives away stuff for free. But if you say, I'm giving this away for free because I've struggled for so many years, and finally I discovered something that helped me grow my business, and I'm passionate about teaching other people, so therefore I created this special report to help you. See, when I say it like that, it makes it a lot more interesting, and it makes it a lot more believable. It makes it more authentic, right? And it gets people to listen. And I don't see enough people using that type of language in their ads or in their blog posts. But if you inject reasons why you're doing things, it's very subtle, but it'll make your marketing more compelling. Okay, so that's the first trigger that I noticed him use. I'm just gonna scroll down to see what kind of comments we're getting. Hey, Michelle, great to see you. Hey, Jan. All right, so trigger number 2, urgency. Obviously, because it was a 70% off sale and it was tied to going out of business, going for business, there was already urgency involved. Like, this is not gonna last, right? And urgency is very good to use in your marketing. Why? Because we, all of us, human beings, we want things that we can't have, right? So if there's some kind of a deadline, if something is about to end and you may miss out, it creates a sense of urgency. That's why sales with a deadline works so well. Now, it's not always possible to use that in an ad, okay? Or maybe in your blog post. Or is it? Ask yourself, how could I use a little bit of urgency? And I'll give you an example. You could say, I'm only giving this report away for free for a short period of time, okay? I'm not gonna give this away for free forever. And I may pull this at any time. If you say something like that, that immediately creates a sense of urgency in the prospect's mind, because they're going to think, well, you know what? I may as well grab this right now. I'm not going to wait and come back later. Because if you say, hey, if you come back later, this may not be here. Now, you don't need to hit them over the head. But if you say something that adds a little bit of urgency, this will get people to act because they don't want to miss out. Okay, which leads me to my next trigger, which is scarcity. Okay, now scarcity, see, people, like I said, people want what they cannot have. And so if something is in limited supply, then all of a sudden that fear of missing out encourages us to act. So in the case of a gallery, there really was scarcity. Like, this is it. These are the paintings. Once this one is gone, he doesn't have another one. He's going to get more of other stuff, whatever he's going to sell in the store. But there was a limited supply. And so when you know something is limited, it really creates that pressure, that internal pressure within you to jump on it if you really want this, right? When something is scarce, we want it. If there's something that you think you're not going to be able to get later, you want it, right? And so how could you use some scarcity in your own marketing, okay? I'll give you an example of something that you could do to actually increase sales and use a little bit of scarcity. So I know that some people use bonuses to entice people to buy Attraction Marketing Formula or Social Media Recruiter in the form of a coaching call or something like that, or a consultation call. Sometimes people just use that not just to encourage sales, but just in general. When somebody signs up on your list, I've reviewed emails that said, hey, if you'd like to set up a 30-minute free session, I'm giving that away for free. You can click here. Well, if you add a little bit of scarcity to that, you'll get more people to sign up for your session. How would you do that? Well, let's see. There's only one of you and there's only so many hours in the day. So you can't possibly offer this to everybody, right? So you can put a limited number on it. You could say, you know what, this week I'm offering 5 spots for my free 30-minute strategy session. Now, or you could say, this week I'm offering 10 spots and 3 already taken, right? So you can use that kind of language to entice people to want to jump in. And again, if something is scarce, if they in their head thinking are that they're not going to be able to sign up because these spots are going to be gone, they're going to be more likely to act. So you can inject that into your emails, possibly into your blog post. Or you could say, I already said I'm only going to give this away for a short period of time. Now you're adding a little bit of scarcity by actually putting a number on it. I'm only going to be coaching so many people this week or this month. Okay, so hopefully you guys are getting there, right? I mean, there's plenty of ways you can use that, but I'm just giving you a couple ideas that you can inject into your marketing, and this kind of stuff gets people to act. This kind of stuff gets people into a frenzy to take action because it's going to be gone. If they think it's going to be gone, that leads me to my next trigger, which is it all kind of ties together, but it's very related to what I just covered. But it's this fear of missing out. Nobody wants to miss out. Okay, so if there's real fear of missing out on something that they want, people tend to take action. Now, I already covered part of that with scarcity and urgency, but how else could you use fear of missing out? Well, I'll give you an example. You know, I buy stuff all the time. Okay, I invest in copywriting stuff and marketing stuff. I buy books. But when I buy courses, books are no big deal. I mean, they're like 10, 15 bucks on Amazon. But when I buy higher end courses, you know, the reason that I do is because I want the knowledge, but within me, I have this fear of missing out, that what if there is something in that training? What if there's something in that course that I'm missing? And if I don't add to my marketing, then, you know, it's not going to be as good. Okay, I have this, I don't want to say it's a fear, but I certainly don't want to miss out on things. So if there's something I don't know, I want to know. I want to get my hands on it. Okay, and so by you making your ads more compelling, by you explaining your benefits very clearly and what's in it for your prospect and how this can help them grow their business and how this can help them make their life easier, better, and they'll be able to have a lot less rejection. You list all the benefits that whatever you're promoting, whether it's inside of your ad or your blog post or you're advertising your free report, whatever it is you're promoting, if you add more compelling benefits, it's going to automatically create that fear of missing out, because nobody wants to miss out on something that they want. Okay, so it's a major trigger. Okay, fear of missing out. And then, of course, the next one is an irresistible offer. Now, in the case of this gallery, the irresistible offer was 70% off, right? Plus, if you buy 2 or more, you'll get an extra 20% off, which really was an irresistible offer. Here's a $1,000 painting that you can pick up for $300, and if you get 2 more, they'll knock off another $60 off of that painting. So that's an irresistible offer. How could you use that? Well, it's kind of hard to use in your ads sometimes if you're more subtle in your ads. But when you're asking people to opt in, or especially if your people are already on your list and you're sending out emails and you're encouraging people to take action and enroll into Attraction Marketing Formula, or maybe you're doing Zoom calls, Zoom chats, again, you can make it more irresistible by adding a bonus on top of it, by adding a coaching bonus on top of it, by adding some special training, maybe by starting a Facebook group for your customers where you're going to provide additional coaching and additional training, or maybe you can create a video that walks through some of the training inside of that's covered in the Attraction Marketing Formula, and you can record that training and you can give it away as a bonus to your customers. Now all of a sudden, the training is already pretty valuable, but by you adding another layer of benefits on top of another training, you're making it more irresistible. So if you get a little bit creative, you can make this offer a lot more irresistible for your prospects, okay? Just by adding a little bit more training, a little bit more coaching, a little bit more hand-holding, okay? So that's how you would go about creating an irresistible offer. And then the final one is social proof. In the gallery, as I said earlier, as soon as we walked in through the door, as we were walking in, there was another couple walking out with a painting in their hand. I mean, that's social proof, right? Other people are doing it, other people are buying it. And that's a major trigger because people like to do what other people have done. Like, nobody wants to be a pioneer. People want to know, if I'm going to buy this, are there other people buying it? With paintings, it's not that big of a deal. Although, again, when we were in a store and you're seeing other people buy stuff, it automatically puts you into that buying mode. Like, I could sense it, like, oh, people are getting it. Maybe we should buy it too. But online, it's a little bit different because there is no store. It's not visual. So how could you use that? Well, the most basic form of social proof is testimonials, right? And we have plenty of testimonials on the Attraction Marketing Formula sales page, which you can borrow and you can use in your own marketing. And so how would you use it? Well, you can create a story. You can create a case study. You don't even have to share the names, okay? You can just say my friend or another member that I know, and you can use their story out of the testimonial, the results that they've gotten. If you inject that, it's not your customer, but it's a customer Elite Marketing Pro, right? It's a member of it's somebody that used Attraction Marketing Formula to get results, and you can use it in your ads. You can use it in your blog post. By adding a little bit of social proof, it makes it a lot more interesting and a lot more compelling for people to get involved. So these are the 6 triggers. There are more, but these are the 6 that I want to share with you today that I promise you, if you add to your marketing, it'll make it a lot more effective and a lot more powerful. And you don't have to go overboard with them, but just by injecting a little bit, it'll make it a lot more compelling for people to say yes to you. So let's go over these again. Reason why, okay? Adding a reason why you're doing something. Urgency, adding some urgency to it. Scarcity, the fear of missing out. Making your offer more irresistible. Even if it's a free report, you can still make it more irresistible by packing it with benefits. And finally, social proof. How could you add a little bit more social proof to everything you're saying? Maybe you can talk about the number of people that have gotten results. Maybe you can talk about other people that you know have gotten results and tell their story. Okay, but just by adding a little bit social proof, it'll make it a lot more compelling, as I said. So these are the 6 triggers. Hopefully this helps you guys. I see a lot of comments here. All right, awesome. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. I hope you put these to use, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, take care, everybody. Goodbye.